Hi, my name is Anna Lidell. I'm a music producer and a songwriter, and I've started this YouTube channel to share tips and tricks with you for music production and Ableton Live. Already now, a lot of my colleagues asked, if you don't use Ableton, how do you get started? So this video is for you if you're a completely newbie, or if you're already a skilled producer but not using Ableton as a program, or if you're just using Ableton and you get stuck one too many times. We have to open the program first of all. And now, even though I find it very simple, it can seem overwhelming for new people. It's a bit like if I'm teaching guitar, I have to turn the guitar the other way around to imagine how it feels to have the guitar in your hand for the first time. So I will try to guide you through this as if I don't know anything. First off, if you go from left to right, this is our bank. This is where we have all our sounds. There's a lot of built-in instruments and sounds in Ableton, and actually they're very easy to just drag and drop, and then you can start using them. So you just drag a MIDI in here, and already now you're gonna have a drum kick. So here you have a kit. There's also audio effect here, like delays, compressor. Glue compressor is great in Ableton. Also the equalizer that you can use here. And then for every thing in here, there's a little arrow. So there's a little arrow here, a little arrow here, and a little arrow here. Just start using those. It's a bit like an envelope that you can open up. So now you can open up the equalizer and be more detailed about it. You can also close everything down here and have the simple overview here if you just want to work in a clean environment where you don't get too distracted. There's one arrow though I recommend you to open very quickly, and that's your information guide down here. This info view shows you, so every time you're now gonna scroll over with the mouse with something, it's gonna tell you what it is and how it works. So here, for example, track activator, you can mute the track forth and back. Here's the recording, you on which track you're recording on. Here's the input. Is it me talking? Is it something different? I recommend you having this view open. Now, what's unique about Ableton is that there is two different views. So there is this arrange view that most of you recognize if you've been using other programs. It's just basically a timeline here. So you have a start and you have a finish at some point. And whenever you want to export that, you can frame in that section of your song. But what's unique about Ableton is that it has another view. When you switch that up here to the right, you can also use your key here. I recommend that if you use it a lot. I use this shortcut a lot. The tab up here. Now this is called session view, and it's a bit like a music session or a band session. So this is an infinity of loops, basically. There's no start, there's no ending. You have the tracks here and you can just do loops. So if I do a loop here, for example, something simple with my kick, my snare, I loop that. And then when I go into the arrange view, I don't see anything. So you have to either drag it into arrange view or record it into arrange view. And then now this beautiful beat I just made, you can export that, or you can change it around, you can duplicate it, just Command D. Everything is very intuitively. I think copy is Command C, paste Command V, duplicate Command D. So really get used to these shortcuts. Even though you're new, this is gonna ease up the flow a lot for you. So I've been through this, the browser here. This is the timeline. Down here is the instruments. So that's where I draw in the loop here. And you can always adjust here. Make it bigger, and then just make some kind of beat. Now here, very static, annoying beat. You can change it within the clip here. It could also be that it's an audio clip. So now you have some audio sound here, and again the clip will show up here. So I might shorten the clip here, but the clip is still there, it's just not up here. Okay, I don't want to get too advanced about this now. Okay, so that's it for the main body of the program here. Then let's go to the global settings. You have the tap here. You can tap a tempo. You can also just drag the tempo up and down. or down. You can also just write in a tempo that you like. I really recommend you changing the tempo right away, so you don't always start with 120, which is the default tempo in Ableton. Now you can also change the beat here. You can hear it with the click. This is arming the click now. So now it's a little waltz. So every time you see an arrow, try clicking it. Here you have a count in for 1 bar. You can also change it to no bar. You can change the sound. You can even incorporate your own sound when you get more advanced if you don't like the classic click here. And you can get different kind of rhythms. Then this is saying that it starts after 1 bar, it could be 8 bar. This is relevant especially if you're using a push or any other instruments where you want to record. This is showing for how many bars it goes before you record a new loop on top of it. So over here we have the play, the stop, the record. The rest of them here is not that relevant for you if you're a total beginner, so I'm going to skip that for now. But over here is something important. This is a little pencil, which means that you can draw in stuff here, like in here. If you push the pencil now, I can draw the beat in as I like. This over here is if you don't have a MIDI controller right now, maybe because you're completely new, and that's totally cool. You can actually use your keyboard. So there you have it, a drum machine right where you're sitting, if it's a laptop, if it's a computer, whatever it is. If everything is really slow and you're seeing up here that it says 90 or 80 or even 100, it means the computer is completely overloaded. So just give it a break and maybe have a little less tracks, or go into the settings and change the buffer side. If I go to the preferences up here, Command comma, I will find everything I need. So I will find the look and the feel. And I recommend it, make the program yours. So change it if you like it more dark, if you like it mid-gray, whatever you like. Of course, English, the language, and also the zoom, what kind of screen you have. The audio here, what are you connecting your audio device? So if you have an audio device and you don't hear any sound, maybe it's not connected in here. The sample rate, the latency that I talked about before, the MIDI is if you have any controller attached to your program, and the files where you find all your samples and stuff out here, library plugins, record warp. Important, remember to take the auto warp off if you often incorporate other files, because otherwise it will change the file. So if you want to mix somebody else's song and that song is in 120, you put it into your own session and that session is in 90, it's gonna really tweak the sound strangely so that it matches the 90s tempos. Just making sure this is off on the warp. And the license, of course. This was a quick 10-minute run through, and the last thing, of course, is you want to share the song. So you want to go up here and say export audio, and then you choose, and the new feature is you can also just make an MP3 if you're just sketching around and sending it, or a wave, or an AIF, or even a flag. Again, if you're a newbie, just make an MP3 there, share it with your friends, call it something. And I already have something called something. That's very saying. So it's exporting the audio, and now I can hear it directly from my computer. So go out there, make some music, share it with everybody you know or everybody you don't know, and be creative. Tell me if there's anything I'm missing, if there's anything you want me to go through. I'm gonna go into depth with more detailed elements of Ableton in a later video. But for now, I want to say bye and have a good day.